What's up? Coach Snacks. Today we're going to go over the kettlebell swing. We're going to look at reasons why you want to swing. We're going to go over the setup in detail. Then we're going to look at demonstration and technique of a swing. So we're looking at doing kettlebell swings because they're going to be great for building powerful hips. They're also going to be great for just building overall muscle throughout the backside of our body, up through our upper back, down through our legs into our glutes and hamstrings. And this is an area often neglected by many people for the front side of their body, which they can see in the mirror. So it's going to be great for building that backside and the hamstrings. It's also going to be great once you master and learn the movement for the cardio effect. So you can either go for reps or for time and really get the heart rate up. So these are going to be some of the great reasons to swing. Also noted that today we're going over more of a hip dominant style swing. So there is a more squat style swing that you won't see here today, but for purposes of this video, just looking at a hip dominant version. So let's get started with the setup. Even before you grab the kettlebell, it's important to go ahead and get into good position. So just from here, we're looking at being approximately hip width with your feet, maybe a little wider, keeping our feet as straight as you can, preferably. So I'm going to go ahead and set up right behind the kettlebell. My feet are right about a hip width, what I just described. Important here, we want to go ahead and go from the ground up. We're pushing the ground out with our feet. We're developing that torque by squeezing our butt. So my butt is tight, my torso is tall. From here, it's a hinge back, and my hands are going to fall and meet the kettlebell. This is a good position. This is not. So the difference we're looking at here, we have a nice vertical shin. The tension is throughout my hamstrings and my glutes. Important with my upper body that my torso is engaged. And maybe one of the more important tips that gets overlooked is keeping your lats engaged. So if I were to envision that I'm holding popsicle sticks between my armpits, it keeps my chest wide and my shoulders pulled down. So that's how we want to approach our kettlebell. Wide, pull back, and my shoulders, instead of being loose and just grabbing the weight here, are pulled in tight, holding my popsicle sticks. That's a good setup. What a good setup looks like. One of the things I mentioned was keeping a vertical shin. So throughout this movement, a vertical shin is going to be very important. That's what keeps the load and the tension on our hips and our hamstrings as opposed to our quads. So what I'm referring to there, our movement will, in essence, look like this. To keep that vertical shin keeps the tension located here, 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 where we want it, as opposed to more of a squat and swing where we can kind of hit the front of our legs. So just important to make that differentiation now. Let's revisit our setup, get into the swing. My feet right outside of hip width. I'm engaged up through the hips. My butt is tight. My stomach is tight. I'm back, grabbing the weight. And to begin, so the swing is very dynamic. That's why it's so important to organize yourself properly before you lift, as opposed to just thinking you're going to grab the weight and get into good position. So just running back through that, we notice my legs are going to make this movement with each repetitive swing. That's the same movement you do when you organize your setup. So boom, I'm already hitting that same pattern. Once I'm down, I'm loaded through the backside. I'm pulling my popsicle sticks in, and I'm initiating my swing, using my hips to produce that forward movement. So today we covered the hip dominant swing. We looked at the technique, demonstration, and the setup. We covered some of the reasons why you would want to swing, being that you're going to produce really powerful hips. You're going to get that strength and muscle going on in the backside of your legs, i.e. the glutes, hamstrings, and you eventually, with some practice, will develop proficiency in this movement and can add it in for that cardio or conditioning effect if that's what you're looking for. So hopefully with the tips in this video, you're well on your way to having some better swings. Thanks for watching the video. Hit like and subscribe. Find us on Facebook and Instagram, and if you haven't, hit up csworkout.com for a personal touch on online training.